Christy Thomaskutty joins us today, talks Emory women's basketball. Coach, starting you kick off a 4-game homestand coming up this weekend with teams you just played last weekend in Chicago and WashU.
Yeah, it's always interesting to have the back-to-back weekends. It's great in some regards, I think especially for all our student athletes. Easier prep, so to speak, because it is the two teams you just played. But it's also unique because it is a back-to-back. So, you know, it's a quick adjustments. Which team's going to come in probably as much mentally ready to go as physically.
Coming off a couple of tough setbacks last weekend, games you were down 3 points late in both encounters against the Maroons and the Bears. What was your takeaway from those games?
You know, you always are proud when you're playing two great teams like Chicago and Wash, competitively and close like we were. You know, it comes down to some turnovers. It comes down to a couple of possessions in each game. You know, I definitely turnovers on Friday night against Chicago. You know, everybody will talk about the fourth quarter, but we started the second quarter, you know, 6 possessions, 1 missed layup, 5 turnovers. You can't do that on the road against a good team like Chicago. And then, you know, against Wash, I thought it was back and forth. But again, a couple of key missed box outs, and, you know, and they got second chances, and you just can't do that on the road.
You know, kind of a change to the starting lineup last week, and you put a freshman Ashley Oldshoe into as a starter in both games. What was your assessment of her play?
You know, especially for a freshman to get thrown to the wolves, so to speak, against Chicago and Wash. I was really pleased with Ashley. You know, I think a stat that doesn't show up in the book is just how many shots she affected with her length. And so, again, she's learning, she's growing, but I like the way she battled, I like the way she competed. And
then Shelly Fran, Eileen Dessau, both turned in a couple of really strong performances.
You know, I can't say enough about the play of Shelly Fran and Eileen right now. You know, they're showing up every game. They're defending. They're containing. They're doing whatever we ask from a leadership perspective. They're doing, you know, they're scoring. They're playing well right now. You know, they're playing off one another really well. And so, you know, we need that to continue for us to be successful.
And you mentioned, you know, kind of like the turnaround. You know, how much we have a weekend like this against teams you just played. You know, what do you do in terms of preparation? Can you do a lot differently, or just kind of throw in some new wrinkles?
Well, you obviously show what you did well, knowing that the opponent's probably going to add some wrinkles to make that not so successful this coming weekend. At the same time, you want to try to fix what we didn't do well, and there's a lot of areas that we can definitely get better at. You know, and I think that's always the key. If you think you gave your best effort, your best performance, and you still lost, it's tough to come back. But there's still so much room for us to improve. And so again, you know, we're going to come out ready to go on Friday.
All right, Coach. Thanks very much for your time. I'll let you get back to work, and we will see you down the road.